As long as it keeps giving money to Kyiv, all of Italy will come crashing down. And unfortunately, she's right. Maria Zakharova, spokesperson for the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, commented in this way on the partial collapse of the Torre dei Conti in Rome. As long as the Italian government continues to waste its taxpayers' money on Ukraine, all of Italy will collapse, from the economy to its towers. Now, the sanctions against Russia, speculation on the gas market, and the price increases following the war in Ukraine have already cost the Italian treasury over 75 billion euros just to contain the impact of high energy prices on families and businesses. And that's only up to January 2023. This amount is in addition to the 46 billion allocated by the Draghi government in 3 different aid decrees and the 9 billion allocated in the first aid decree by the Meloni government. Moreover, this is actually a conservative estimate, as it does not take into account the costs in terms of lost business productivity, the erosion of the real economy, and the loss of purchasing power for families. As for military expenditures, taking into account not only the supply of weapons but also transportation, restocking, and additional costs, the overall cost estimate, again on the low side of Italy's involvement in the war in Ukraine, is 2.5 billion euros. And the projected spending for the coming years is much higher. Between direct expenses and indirect economic effects, we have spent something like over 100 billion euros to support Kyiv. With 50% of that same amount, we could have built 1,000 new schools, plus 1,800 daycare centers, plus 40 new hospitals, plus 1,000 new urban parks, plus 2,000 public housing complexes. But above all, with the remaining 50 billion euros, we could have made safe the hundreds of thousands of buildings with significant structural vulnerabilities and therefore partially at risk that exist in Italy. When the finger points at the moon, the fool looks at the finger. Don't be fools. Instead, direct your anger at the real culprits behind this country's decline, who continue to spend our money on reckless political choices, on weapons, rearmament, and counterproductive sanctions.